get you hope. And give you more time.
It's a banana, Scott.
Yeah, I love that effect so much.
Happen?
It's important that he gets unraveled. It was like, now that I see it again, it was more liquidy. Something I didn't want.
Yeah,
That
was a soupy poopy.
Welcome back to New Rockstars. Today we're talking more on Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So if you're watching this, I'm taking it that you've seen Quantumania. And if you haven't, just look away. Listen to us, but look away, because we're going to spoil it. We're going to spoil it like a little bit, only an ant-sized bit. Today, we're going to be talking more about the probability storm and Schrodinger's box and what causes people or figments of your imagination or what have you to like unravel like Big Scott. We want to thank NordVPN for sponsoring our show today. More on them in a bit. This is Inside Marvel, New Rockstars weekly Marvel reaction show, and I'm Jessica Clemons. Here with me is Erik Voss and MT.
What's going on?
They all said we're all gonna die. How do we know that that Big Scott died? Maybe he was like Mantis after she got turned into ribbon. He was still blinking.
Oh, that's true. Or it could be
true.
Mr. Fantastic, and he could just, I don't know. We don't know what happened to him.
Who knows? Like maybe he's just like sentient spaghetti and just like he was still moving. Like what we just didn't see him moving. He's just moving as spaghetti. I don't know.
Please, I can't feel my legs. Be sure to check out nerdriot.shop where you can always grab the latest and greatest New Rockstars gear. Right now, our Quantumania inspired merch is 15% off through the end of the month. Also, our brand new Mandalorian inspired merch is dropping on the channel this week, like a bunch of foundlings looking for the way. And a lot of foundlings that died on the way. Support the channel and check out our great merch options over at newrockstarsmerch.com or nerdriot.shop. You can go to either one. They still work. And I think we have both our boys, again, wearing merch. And me not.
Oh, yeah. You already know. Like, this hoodie is, like, I think my favorite hoodie right now. Like, this Conquer hoodie is just so dope. And I love the design on the back. It's just like, I don't know. I just feel cool repping Kang in this hoodie. And it's, like, comfortable on my skin. So, and it's very cold in New England. So, like, this is primo Kang sweater time. So, yeah, I'm very happy.
And I'm rocking some of the deep dive collection stuff over here. I'm such a shill. I get it. At our launch party on Friday, I was wearing our deep dive hoodie and everyone made fun of me. They're like, why are you wearing stuff? And I'm like, I don't have clothes. I don't have any clothes other than New Rockstars clothes.
Exactly. I only wear New Rockstars merch. It's kind of sad, but I honestly do.
And that's why I wear my clothes that are not New Rockstars merch to make you guys feel bad. That is the only reason I wear my clothes.
Please encourage me to be a normal human being because this is not normal.
No. We also want to remind you guys, because of what Erik's wearing, because of our launch party, our new channel, The Deep Dive, you can find all sorts of great content from the mind of Erik Voss, including his recent deep dive into Everything Everywhere All at Once. Subscribe to The Deep Dive so you don't miss out. It literally, #1. I don't care what anyone says to me. #1 movie of all time for me.
Give Michelle all the Oscars. Steal the Oscars from other people that got the Oscars and give it to Michelle.
Yeah, let's just rob everyone else's Oscars and then give it to Michelle.
This sounds like a great movie of like a heist that the three of us go on to break into celebrity mansions and steal their Oscars just to give them to Michelle Yeoh.
Yes.
But we can't steal it from Angela Bassett because she did the thing. So we can't do that.
She did the thing,
apparently. That's a reference to the BAFTAs?
The BAFTAs. Angela Bassett did the thing. Viola Davis, my woman king. Horrible. You guys, Erik, I'll send it to you. It's horrible. Okay, so now let's get into our first question for Inside Marvel because I can't talk about what that atrocity was that was at the BAFTAs. What is the probability storm caused by Kang's energy core and what causes it really? So base level of understanding, truly, I guess the question is what is the energy core's probability field. We know it creates every potential outcome for the person inside of it, manifested into various versions of themselves. Basically like Schrodinger's box, there's a ton, multiple simultaneous outcomes. It's only when solved the probability reduces. And in this case, it's all the Ant-Mans, I think, recognizing Cassie's their motivation. This might be like a science question in whole, but how come going inside of it makes you lose your mind? And how come you're not fighting your own outcomes? That second question, I just want to say, like in Rick and Morty, there's an episode where Jerry and Beth use space marriage counseling and they create perceptions of their partners. And Jerry creates a monster tyrant scorpion lady while Beth creates a slug. Then when you put the device on the created perceptions, it makes more perceptions of that perception. So at what point do your perceptions disagree and just clash? So that's what I meant for the second question of like, when do they just start disagreeing and fighting each other? We kind of saw it with Hope, but I guess that's the second part of the question. Sorry, there's a loaded question. How does it work? How does the probability work?
That's such a good question. Like, I think like there's probably an answer rooted in quantum physics and an answer rooted in metaphysics and in love and in souls. I mean, I've gone into this a bit in the deep dive, but I think, I've talked about this before. I know, MT, you've thought about this, of this whole idea of a dance battle to save the universe. I think we're in the midst of a dance battle to save the multiverse, and that we can divide all beings that exist in the multiverse into dancers and non-dancers. Non-dancers are people who like to work solo. Dancers are people who need kind of their tribe of multiversal variants to work together. And with, some people already discover that within a single universe, they can kind of find their tribe of people, whether it's a group of Thunderbolts or a group of Guardians of the Galaxy or a group of Avengers. And some people don't fit into any of those groups and kind of need themselves. And Loki is the first, I think, multiversal dancer that we've met. But they exist everywhere. I think Scott is the second one that we meet. And I think Kang, the Kang dynasty is defined by the fact that they fear each other. They don't trust each other. But we see in this moment all the multiversal Scotts, and they're possibilities, right? So it's really just a hypothetical rather than an actual. But I think we are seeing what it looks like when a hive of different possibilities can just instinctively sync and synchronize. And what synchronizes them is, I think, the shared love that they have for their daughter, or rather the shared guilt they have of ever being a bad dad.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's more of a metaphysics answer. I'm not a quantum physics, though.
No, the question itself is going to be heavy.
No. I think symbolically, like this sequence in the movie is supposed to symbolize the concept of choice and like how your choice can branch off into different variants. And so symbolically, it's sort of mirroring what we saw in Loki with the timelines and how you making a specific choice or a different choice can create a different branching timeline. And I think that, with Scott branching into different Scotts, like it only really happened when it seemed like Scott needed to make a choice. Like that particular Scott copy needed to make a different choice, like left or right. And I think that, this sequence could potentially or it happening in the quantum realm, at like a place where like it's basically a nexus point between like the multiverse. Like it's basically saying like, all right, this is the place of the most potential. Like anything could happen. Like you can do anything and create your own timeline from here. So I think that the quantum realm may be special. And because I think the probability storm could have been native to the quantum realm to begin with, because we saw at the beginning of the movie where those bugs split like Scott did before before Janet even launched her bomb. So I think that the quantum realm itself has probability storms from time to time, and Janet in Ant-Man 2 mentions probability fields to Hank when like she's working through Scott, and I think that like those probability fields could be something that Janet was already used to in the quantum realm while she was there.
That's such an interesting idea.
I love that. It gives so there's multiple reasons why I love this. I love that, and I think that has to be true because and this might be the loosest terms, dumbed down for myself. What's the difference between this probability field and like what Doctor Strange was doing when he saw all the multiple outcomes, right? I guess my question is like, why can't tangentially Doctor Strange have created something like the probability field? Is it because it was in the quantum realm? Is it because it's quantum energy versus mystic arts? Or are they along the same lines? Are they parallel?
That's interesting because I think you're right, Jess, to compare them that they're both hypothetical rather than practical. Like Strange is witnessing the future. I guess there's an argument to be made that he's living through it, but I think it's that moment in Infinity War was more of a witnessing, and what's happening to Scott in the probability storm is a hypothetical. It is something that is inside of his mind and messing with him like physically in the way that your mind is your matter. But I think they are two different ways to explain the same psychological syndrome. And I honestly think the name of that psychological syndrome is Quantumania. I think that is like when you're overwhelmed by your life paths. I think that is what Quantumania means.
So Hank's ants. So Scott Lang as Ant-Man, or even Baskin-Robbins Scott Lang, couldn't touch Hope's perception of herself, but they could touch each other because they were physically there. Does that make sense? That's my question. They couldn't.
Hank's ants? No, I'm with you. I'm with you on Hank's ants. I love Hank's ants.
Forget Hank's ants.
Okay,
Hank's ants. Hank and ants have nothing to do with this. I don't know why I said this by accident. So Scott Lang's A Million Probabilities himself, the various versions of him, can't touch the million versions of Hope when she entered, right? It's just Hope, her physical self, Hope, can touch physical Hank. Or physical Scott.
Or physical
Scott.
God,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that's what we mean by it being all in his head. He can kind of sense and see the other Scotts. I don't know if Hope can see them. She can perceive them, but I think she can only actually touch the ones that are real.
That makes sense because she grabbed
or the one that is real. But I guess that begs the question, then why did Scott see a big boy unraveling? And I wonder if it's just that one just got too far away from the norm. It was more Scott's fear of trying to escape that stunned him into staying small and working with his hive. Like in some weird way, his anxiety kept him on the correct life path of having to work with his hive and teach him. Like that would imply a kind of divinity, fate, destiny among the multiverse that is guiding all multiversal variants on a path to learn how to work with each other. Did I just lose myself? I think I lost myself. I'm sorry.
I like it. It goes into our second question. It goes into our second one. I wanted to go over the probability field because the main meat substance of this Inside Marvel is about Big Scott unraveling. And to know Big Scott unraveling, we need to know the probability field. Or the probability storm.
MT, I really love that idea of the possibility of probability storms being something that is part of the ecosystem of the quantum realm at large. Do you think it's possible that this was brought in by the invasive species of Kang's ecosystem? Like when he dropped it in there, for one, like I thought it was interesting how on each of those bands there's that curvy, like circular written language, and we see that throughout the quantum realm as if it kind of trickled out and was adopted by the quantum realm. And it seems like Kang introduced a lot of these things, like, and they called it a probability storm. How would MODOK and all them know what a probability storm unless those storms could flow outward from the crashed wreckage of it and just kind of affect and screw up the ecosystem of the quantum. Like, I don't know if it started with Kang or if it was true of the quantum realm and Kang was just affected by it. That's what I don't know.
Yeah, like that's the big mystery. Like I need more. I've only seen this movie one time. So like I want to see it again so I can just like really just absorb everything that happens, especially at the beginning when Kang first arrives and meets Janet. Because like I want to see why those creatures started to freak out and do the thing that they split the way that they did. Because I think that maybe potentially the actual crash, Kang's crash, could have affected the nearby flora and fauna potentially and caused them to have quantum freakouts, and he created that probability storm with the actual crash. Or maybe it's just native to the actual area. I'm not sure. But no, I like your ideas a lot.
There's so much we don't know about the quantum, despite it being a movie that is mostly set in the quantum realm. We don't know much about the history of the quantum realm. They ask the questions, but they don't really, God, f***ing Marvel. They do this every time. They like show us the cool looking place, but don't really give us any sense of like how it evolved or where it came from.
I feel like this is the beginning of like our relationship with the quantum realm, because much like, we see Asgard like merging with Earth and sort of, and we see like different parts of like the cosmos coming to Earth. I think that we're gonna see Veb just chilling in like, I don't know, Florida or just chilling in like just chilling in America one day, because like they're gonna find a way to open up a portal. And like there's something about the actual look of the people of the quantum realm that gives me a very like Taika Waititi-esque vibe and like it makes me think that maybe a future Hulk adventure could find the Hulk in the quantum realm. And like Taika Waititi potentially like doing another Hulk type adventure there, because like it just felt like a very interesting world that like he would probably tackle in his own because like we know Hulk in the comics. It has a relationship in the quantum realm. I mean, he had a wife in the quantum realm. And he had that a whole adventure down there. So I think that we could potentially see that in the future. But anyway, either way, the Quantum Realm is probably going to be another force in the Marvel universe, much like Asgard.
Or Wakanda. I think it is going to be a new destiny. Wakanda forever. I can't wait till Wakandans take over the Quantum Realm. Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Take over the Quantum Realm.
But hey, guys, before we continue, guys, you know we love watching content here at New Rockstars, but it stinks when we go to watch a movie or series only to discover that it's not currently available for streaming here in the US. One way to get more content options in your life is to check out NordVPN. With NordVPN, you can change your virtual location with just one click, which makes it easier to find streaming platforms at a lower price. We can even access platforms that aren't available in the United States. And when I'm traveling, I can use NordVPN to keep up with all my favorite shows while I'm away. And plus, NordVPN's benefits and features go way beyond improving your streaming experience. You can also access games and discounts only available in other regions and block malware-ridden websites while you explore securely. And you can also use NordVPN for up to 6 devices. That's pretty convenient. We encourage you to try NordVPN for yourself, so grab your exclusive NordVPN deal by going to nordvpn.com/Marvel to get a huge discount off your NordVPN plan, plus 4 additional months for free. It's completely risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. That is Nord, NORDVPN.com/Marvel for an exclusive discount plus 4 months for free.
You're going to want to get a good night's sleep before seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, or even after seeing Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because these movies are long. And here at New Rockstars, we trust our sleepy time with Helix, and we have for many, many years. Helix makes premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your needs and conveniently shipped right to your door. Which Helix mattress is right for you? Don't worry about it. Helix made a sleep quiz that matches your unique body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress just for you. Based on your different sleep positions and firmness preferences, they have something for everyone's unique taste. And if you sleep with a partner, you can take the sleep quiz together and find something that's perfect compromise for the both of you, because you guys need to get each other's own sleep. I love my Helix mattress. I just recently realized that it is cold. It is meant to be cold. And that's why I've been freezing at night, because I run hot. And I'd rather be cold than running hot and sweating all over my mattress like I did the last 28 years. The best part about all of this is that Helix delivers your mattress right to your door with free shipping in the US. Plus, Helix has a 100-night sleep trial, so you get more than 3 months to make sure that you love it, or you'll get a full refund. Helix mattresses have 10-year warranty, and they even offer financing options and flexible payment plans, so a great night's sleep is never too far away. I love my Helix, and I think you would love yours too. If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. You can click the link below or go to helixsleep.com/Inside Marvel to get 20% off your Helix mattress plus 2 free pillows. Ooh, that's helixsleep.com/Inside Marvel.
Also, we want to thank TurboTax for sponsoring this episode. Go to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Meet with an expert who will do them for you. TurboTax experts can relieve you from the stress of taxes and file for you so you can do not taxes. Show your eyes things that are not taxes. Unpack a moving box of not taxes. Taste not taxes. Sing not taxes, a lullaby. Hope not taxes sleeps through the night. Grab a saddle and ride not taxes into the sunset. With TurboTax, an expert will do your taxes from start to finish, ensuring your taxes are done right, guaranteed, so you can relax. Feels good to be done with your taxes, doesn't it? Come to TurboTax and don't do your taxes. Visit TurboTax.com to learn more. Intuit TurboTax. Full service products only. Video meeting while expert does your taxes required. See guarantee details at TurboTax.com/guarantees.
Second question for Inside Marvel. How does the energy core cause Big Scott to just unravel? We see all the scared, frantic Scotts rushing in different directions. We see Big Scott truly unravel, but Hope didn't, right? I don't think she did. But could this be his subconscious? Is his mind unraveling? And so is he just breaking down? Kind of what Voss said. Is it just like his anxiety of all of this? Or is this more in line with Schrodinger's box? I also want to keep both of you guys in mind that in Multiverse of Madness, Wanda did this to Mr. Fantastic. So could this be where the quantum realm meets mystic magic? We don't know. But why did he unravel? Why?
Yeah, I'm sorry I got ahead of this. I think it is interesting to explore the angle that this is just Scott's possibility. It's a hypothetical possibility that is in his head. And this is to keep him on the path of working together rather than growing bigger than his variants and escaping from his variants. He's got to work with, not be a solo act. However, just because it is in the mind doesn't mean it isn't real. Dumbledore says that. I mean, the way it collapses, the strands collapse, it seems fleshy and wet. You know, doesn't it seem like it's real, or it's meant to be seen as real? Kind of like a cautionary tale of what will happen to you if you stop working with your partners. The old Wanda witch will get you and tear you to shreds. Maybe we're seeing like a ghost story, bedtime story, cautionary tale to Scott of why to stay with each other.
I think even the way that it unraveled, like how you said, how it's like wet paint, is also an essence to what he's feeling. It's like, imagine paint just falling down and crumbling. I also think that to him, it's like my entire life is falling apart. It's unraveling, and this is what's happening to him. But for someone else, it's like, I'm feeling crushed right now. I'm feeling suffocated. Maybe they're just getting completely demolished into like the size of a can, or they're getting crushed into a flat cylinder. So I believe that I'm like, yeah, I think it's just how he feels subconsciously. If it's perceptions of himself and probabilities of his own outcomes, I think this is also a perception of probability of himself and his own outcomes.
I like that. I like those, both those ideas. I really like those. I think that, I don't know, because like Erik said before, like we've seen like the unraveling images like before in previous Marvel movies. Like we saw it in Multiverse of Madness, like, like Jess said before. And we saw it in Infinity War when Thanos used the Reality Stone to unravel Mantis. And so I think that this might be, I think that chaos magic, or chaos energy rather, could be in play. Because like we know that Pym particles are usually red. Like Scott uses a red type of energy disk to shrink down. And I think that those Pym particles within Scott allow Scott to make duplicates of himself in a really weird way, like a person native to the quantum, like a creature native to the quantum realm could potentially do. I don't know. But anyway, the point is, I think that if Scott were to grow big and use a different type of energy, it might like stretch his atoms like a little bit too much. Okay. And so like that image of him unraveling is just like sort of like you pulling a thread. It's like, all right, everything's unraveling because like your atomic structure is just messed up, and now you're just like becoming noodles because your atoms don't want to do what they're supposed to do and connect. I don't know. This all makes sense in my head. I have no idea what I'm saying. I sound like a senile old man.
I was obsessed with the idea of it also coming in contact with like Wanda's magic. Because again, like Voss said, we don't know much about the quantum realm. This movie did get into like literally the hierarchy and the people, but we don't know where those people came from. We don't know how deep it goes, and whether or not there is magic already in the quantum realm that we just don't know about. So if that magic plus the quantum energy core came together and created this outcome, and it's just a devilish hellscape, it wouldn't go past me of like, oh, this is hell for people. This could be limbo. The probability field is just limbo in the quantum realm.
Yeah, that's why I think there might be some kind of divinity, some kind of rules of the multiverse beyond what Kang controls. Obviously the multiverse is beyond the Kang dynasty's control. They're terrified of it. They don't really, like, he's talking about how the others are screwing it up. They're worried that the Avengers are screwing it up. Like, I think beyond that, there was that one line where Kang the Conqueror says, I want to declare war on eternity in the dynasty of Kang. So then Cassie cuts him off with her stupid Marvel wannabe speech. But then, like, sorry, I'm not crazy about Cassie in this movie.
Hey, we're on the same page about Cassie.
But he says, declare war on eternity. And like, I don't think you can bring up eternity in the MCU without like hinting at least the corporeal, or however, the abstract form of eternity that right now does not really exist if you consider her transmuting her form into Mistress Love in Thor Love and Thunder. Or is there still a form of eternity that exists? I think there's some kind of divine abstract deity that governs all this. And that could be the Living Tribunal. It could be eternity. It could be the seven of them in as part of like a Supreme Court that governs all of reality across the multiverse. And I think they kind of set these rules that encourage you or incentivize you to work with each other to restore the balance of everything.
I'm here for that. I support that. I support that wholeheartedly.
I'm down for it.
I support that wholeheartedly. I'm into that completely. There's so many theories. There's so many things that people can talk about in this movie because there was a lot of, to me, a little unanswered, but I think those unanswered open doors for people like us to brainstorm on multiple outcomes to what it could be. And I really like the idea of being like, he wasn't really fully in charge of the quantum realm. His ability to take it over Like, just to be like a king, yes, but he didn't have control of it. No one has control of the quantum realm. So I have a third question of what does this mean for Kang that could still be living inside the core? But I think someone at New Rockstars is doing a video already about this.
I wonder who that could be. It's me. Yes, no, I think that there's really exciting possibilities here with this Kang that supposedly died in Quantumania. I do not think that he's actually dead. I think that we could be seeing the start of something new, like Troy and Gabriella said in High School Musical 1.
We're soaring, flying out of the... You guys know what I'm doing. That's my favorite vine.
When does the video drop?
This video is going to drop sometime this weekend, and it's going to go into a version of Kang that a lot of people don't really talk about. And I think that this is going to be the version of Kang that Marvel is going to use. It's really interesting. The multiverse is in trouble. That's all. It's his butt. What?
Is it his butt?
Is it his butt?
Kang we don't talk about.
Is it his butt?
Oh, we gonna talk about that in phase 5 and 6. That's gonna be brought up.
Oh. That I'm watching. Look, then I got YouTube Premium, so I skip the commercials, go straight to the videos. You heard it first here. MT is doing the breakdown on Jonathan Major's butts. And that is it for this episode of Inside Marvel. You guys, please anticipate that video because we all know Kang is still alive. And if they want to play him off as dead, we know that they can come back to that anytime. Phase 6, 7, whatever they want, they can come back to that open door that he is still alive there. So go check out MT's video on that because I know it's going to be so great. Don't forget to check out our many great merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com or nerdriot.shop. If you're over 18, click the link in the New Rockstars Discord server in the description and join the conversation. Follow me at Lulu_Clemons. Follow Voss at EA Voss. Follow MT at Mastertainment. Subscribe to Inside Marvel wherever you get your podcast. Thanks for watching and bye.
And subscribe to the deep dive too.
Oh, and just subscribe to the deep dive.
Dive with me.